your own, go to lifeskateboard.com and get yourself one. We've got over 77 shapes on the website. We definitely got something for you. Today I'm going to be loading up all the presses. I'm going to be loading 6 into the wide, 2 into long, 2 into mellow, and 4 into the standard. Real quickly here, I'm going to go ahead and turn my phone on Do Not Disturb. And share this to another platform real quick. All right, so I went ahead. I've been pretty busy this morning. I wanted to get started super early, but had some other things to do. I went ahead and cut down a ton of veneer, so this is going to be real easy to pull layups. I'm going to empty out all the presses first, and then we're going to pull all the layups that we're going to be pressing. If you have any questions about board making, how to get a board, or anything like that, feel free to ask. And also, I'm finally posting that travel video from going out to Pennsylvania and seeing Bam at Castle Bam. That's scheduled to premiere at 5 o'clock today. Pretty stoked for that. So head over there, turn on notifications for that, and watch that when it posts. Oh, so we're going to pull these wides out of here. We're preparing for a potential large order on wide naturals. So when we pull these out, we mark what day they were pressed, and then throw them in a stack of their own concave over here. Or even drag you guys over here so you can see it. Yeah, we've got this stack over here of curing boards. Starting to get a pretty big stack of wide naturals right now. You guys are sitting on a board right now, so not very stable as far as a 4-legged tripod. All right. Ooh, so pretty excited for this video to release, and it's going to be the start of something really cool, I think. So Luke and I got invited out to Castle Bam. We took a trip out that way, filmed the whole trip, took a little short tour of Castle Bam, skated it, and skated FDR and kind of explored Pennsylvania. Tried to film that as best I could while still trying to enjoy it. And threw that all together. I'll admit it's a very unstructured video, but there is a very, very powerful message from Bam in there. I got to interview him about sobriety, and it went from an interview to just him talking. So I'm really excited to see where that goes. Just 5 minutes of Bam talking about getting sober. I think it's going to help a lot of people, so we'll see. Yeah, finally, you're right. No, I had some trouble this morning trying to release it. I was trying to get just final approval from him. I sent him over a link to the Google Drive that had it, sent it over to his wife, sent it over to who I assume is his publicist that I've been talking to. So if there's an issue with me posting it before, I'll take it down. But I think at this point, pretty safe to post it. Ha! No, Caleb, but that's really funny. I used to ride for Dead End Skateboards, Caleb. That's funny. Dead End Skateboards has a manufacturer that they go through, and then they do full board silk screening, which is really cool. I used to ride for Dead End before I worked and rode for Life Skateboards. That's a cool little coincidence there. And I dropped my scraper somewhere. You guys can tell that I'm barely awake, right? Because I'm barely awake. Where did I put my dang scraper? Right next to you guys. Sorry. Yeah, Dead End Skateboards is out of Fort Wayne, Indiana. I actually helped build the fence for the dead end compound. That's pretty cool. Small world, how do you know dead end? Oh yeah, go ask Jaden about me. I love him over at Slam City. Actually, hold on. Let me show you something cool. Small world. Yeah, I used to be in Fort Wayne almost every weekend. There's a flyer from the Skate Bus Midwest right there. Those are great people, Caleb. Awesome. Ooh, I actually have a dead end tattoo on my leg. Love those guys. Always gonna be family to me. Brian's great people. David is an absolute ripper. Isaac Angel, who they added to the team after I left, amazing skater. Megan's great. Now Megan and David have Ryder. They're all great people. Jordan. That's really cool. Yeah, I tend to be there in the winter too. I'm sure you'll end up seeing me. I used to be there every weekend. That's so cool. Yeah, Slam City Skate Park, if you guys aren't familiar with it, it's located in Fort Wayne, Indiana. They've got Big Randy out front, which is a mini mega ramp with resi pad on the landing. They always change things. Looks like they're going to be doing concrete inside this year, which is going to be awesome. That concrete ledge they added last year that Brian Leonard helped with, insanely good. So fun. Oh yeah, guys, if you like what you're watching, hit like, double tap the screen for me so YouTube knows it. We're going to move on to the next press now. And then we're going to pull layups. Yep, that's how you establish a community, my friend. I'm not going to pander to what's trending or things like that. I'm just going to show you guys what my life is like. That's why the channel's called Days with Casper, because you follow me around for days at a time. This is pulled out of the mellow mold here. Oh, mellow. Not like how that's looking. Another mellow here. This is normally something I do before the live, but I do like to show you guys pulling the boards out of the mold every once in a while. Rich is good people. Remember, you always got to support the company that you want to be sponsored by. It's actually talking to one of your locals this morning. Oh yeah, you know it. I'll definitely end up with an early morning session. Ooh, I'm just gonna be loading up these presses today, and And then I've got a sweatshirt I want to sew a patch onto. Maybe print a sweatshirt for myself. And then go work on foot positions for the new shape that I designed. These are coming out of the long mold here. That guy's got a bad split in it, so that'll never make it to customers. Alright, now we're going to empty out the standard press, and that'll be it for just emptying it out. Oh yeah, those are our long ones. So those ones go up to 11.75. You're trying to buy a deck? Well, go to lifeskateboard.com and get yourself a deck. When you order something from us, we're going to make it for you. You can choose your wheelbase, you can choose the ply number. Quickest way to get things is select Maker's Choice for your bottom ply. And then we'll get to it. All of our... Sorry, I get distracted when I'm writing. If you go to lifeskateboard.com, you're going to be choosing from 77 different shapes. And there's several that are unreleased as well, including my new signature shape. But if you want some of those 14.6 inch wide boards, just head over to the Life Instagram. That's Life Skateboards 1010 on Instagram. Life Skateboards 1010. There's a video with instructions pinned to the top of the page. Thanks, Jared. I appreciate you. I know this part's a little boring. I'm just emptying out presses. But in a moment here, I'll do some more boring stuff and pull the layups, and then we'll do the satisfying hand rolling of the glue. Here at Life Skateboards, we do everything in-house, including roll the glue by hand, because we want to give you full glue coverage on every side of every ply inside of your skateboard. Alright, now I just got to clean these separators off, and we are good to go to pull more layups. I've already pulled the layups for standards, but we'll be pulling the layups for wide, long, and mellow in a moment here. Alright. Good to go. Alright, we're pulling layups now. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm just passionate about what I do here. Very stoked that Sam had me on here, and happy to share it with you guys. This is in New Palestine, Indiana, just 20 minutes east of Indianapolis. The original location for the shop was Muncie, Indiana, and we moved for better space. But all right, so I'm going to pull two mellows here and explain what I'm doing. So you've got 7 pieces of maple inside of your standard skateboard. You got a face, which is a pretty vertical grain with no blemishes on it. So you got 2 of those. 3 pieces of core, more vertical grain, but it can have some blemishes on it, not be as pretty. And then 2 pieces of crossband. So the crossband is a horizontal grain, and it gives the board strength in every direction when you put grains against each other. It also gives it strength end to end with the deep concave that we have. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the other 3 for this. And if you're curious what type of wood this is hard maple, Great Lakes area. Canadian or Great Lakes maple is what you need for skateboards. You want something with tight grains, and the way you achieve that is slow growth, long winters. Tight grains are less absorbent, and maple is a very malleable yet strong wood. So there's those 2 there, and then we're going to be pulling 8 full layups, since the long and wide are the same. I just cut all these down this morning, so this should be pretty quick. 2 faces, 2 faces, 2 faces, and 2 more faces. That's for all the wides. Wow, I grabbed just 1 too many. And there's for the longs. Throw that face back in there, grab a stack of core. Throw 3 pieces of core in between each of these faces. And then we'll do the crossbands, and we are good to get pressing. Sorry I'm not keeping up with the chat very well. Just trying to get this done here. Got some plans for releasing that board. Wanting to work on that apparel and get out to get a session and figure out foot positions for grinds on my new shape. All right, now we're going to go for crossbands. And don't forget, guys, if you'd like to see that travel video, head over to my page and turn on notifications for the premiere at 5 o'clock. That was a trip and tour over to Castle Bam, which was awesome. Huge thank you to Bam and Danny for opening up their home to us. Two more, and we are good to get pressing. And remember, guys, if you want one of these decks of your own, you can go to lifeskateboard.com, order it, and what you'll likely end up seeing it get shaped live here on YouTube. Every board that comes out of Life Skateboards is pressed by me. The shape is cut out by Sam, my boss, and then I shape them. He does the graphics. Whoopsies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. So we've got our stack for mellow, our stack for standard, our stack for long, and we will get started with the wide. See in paragraphs. Whoa. Sorry. I didn't mean for that to jump all the way around. Sometimes when I get scam calls. Oh. So Ellis asked, said that he was considering getting a new board, getting a flight deck. I've got nothing negative to say about flight decks. They're just different. Here at Life Skateboards, we focus on making the best all-wood construction deck you can get. Flight decks are just flexy, and my only gripe with it is the way it razor tails, but Powell is simply just trying to make a board that lasts longer, so. But you can get yourself a Life skateboard, then it's handcrafted by somebody that you're watching right now. Made to last, guaranteed against DLAM. Just go to lifeskateboard.com and check it out. I will say, if you get a deck from us, make sure it's one you like, because you're going to have it for a long time. Our boards last a really, really long time. I wear a shoestring belt because when I skate, I don't really like a belt buckle to smack me right here, and I'm pretty much just wear what I skate, so. Oh yeah, Dora, thanks for popping in. Real in the field. I have a strong feeling that you're not very real in the field to begin with. Back when my day. Shut up. I'm here to teach you about skateboards, skateboard making, and answer questions for you. There you go, Sweaty Freddy. See, I don't own belts. I just own a bunch of shoelaces. Ooh. So as I said before, here at Life Skateboards, we roll the glue by hand on all of your decks. The reason for that is the glue machine is going to miss your top and bottom ply since it gets both sides of the veneer. And it also skips the crossbands, those would snap in the roller. And we want to give you full glue coverage on every side of every ply. The snake on the left side of my face was won in a skateboarding contest. Fun story with that. I was in Columbus, Indiana, tied for first with Sam Crawford. He did a nose blunt transfer on the Kong wall. I went for a shove it tail grab, somehow missed the landing, and fully did a 360 around my planted arm on the ground. Sam won, came up to me and goes, "Your mom would be prouder than my mom." So gave me the gift card for a tattoo. And that was the day I decided that I'm going to force myself to stay in the skateboarding industry and use any tattoo that I won from contests or anything like that and make it very visible. That was just my choice. It might be stupid, it might be crazy, but it is what it is. Hi, Richard. You can go ahead and find that elsewhere. Appreciated. Thanks, Sam. You're getting put in timeout, Richard. Thanks. That was super strange. Anyway, big thank you to Sam for that one. And just so you guys know, if you do buy supers while I'm gluing boards together, put a note on there for what you want me to write. I'll write it down inside of the inside of the deck. Somebody will be waiting. Somebody will be skating around with your name in their deck and they don't even know it. That'd be pretty cool, right? Ooh. Used to write little motivational notes inside all the time. I've met some really nice Richards. I'll say that. That guy that guy's existence on the internet is just to be a thorn in people's foot. Of course. I'd say that, but when you get decks from us, they're going to come out of the same molds. You know, you're getting the same concave every time. You can check your specs and make sure you get the same board every time. But I agree. When I worked in a skate shop and before I found Life Skateboards here, I was pretty much under the assumption that all boards were the same quality. They're not going to last very long, and then somebody brought one of these into the shop, and I tried them and fell in love, and now I'm one of the guys making them. The dark green deck up there, or the light green, they're both pretty cool. I like that army green color. Oh yeah. Well, I don't write very nice things on my grip tape, but if I'm writing something inside of a customer's board, it's going to be nice and motivational. And don't forget, guys, if you are enjoying watching this, share it with your friends. Double tap the screen for me. Do whatever you'd like. Sanjay. You always get a shout out. Why? Because you were here when I was posting grainy videos and not knowing my upload settings were wrong on lives, and you were still here. So there you go, Sanjay. Hey, always build some ramps. Never stop building. So, I actually haven't really gotten into Skyrim, but my favorite Bethesda game was Fallout 3. But here at Life Skateboards, all of our graphics are applied with hand-carved lino blocks. So we have artist Ben Blakely commissioned to hand-carve relief images, kind of like a big stamp. So our graphics are pretty set. You can get the basic graphics, you can get collages, you can have me do a collage on it. Lots of options. That's funny you bring Beer City up, Michael. But I won't disclose why it's funny you bring them up. I'm hoping we have some exciting news soon. We'll see. How often do I go live? I go live every time I work, the majority of the time, as long as I can keep a consistent schedule and people aren't visiting. Unfortunately, I don't have like a schedule for my lives because this is a rotating schedule. The boards are in the press for 24 hours, so I rotate my schedule to make sure I can press as much as I can, skip a day here or there to reset the time so I can start off early again. That's why I'm getting started a little early this morning. I hope that makes sense. But if you subscribe and then turn on notifications, it'll let you know when I go live. And a little added treat today at 5 o'clock, my tour video from Castle Bam will premiere. Pretty excited about that. No, sir, I've had this face tattoo for quite a while. My first face tattoo was the spider web. Second was the snake. And eventually I'd like to take that snake around my ear, around my throat, and down my back. Cover some stuff up on its way down. I've got a horrible Whitechapel saw blade in the middle of my back. Very poorly done. I think they were learning how to do stars. we're gonna glue 7 of these up, or I'm sorry, 6 of these up before we load up the wide press there. Thank you, Nita. Yeah, this is a lot of people in here. Thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate you. Make sure you double tap the screen for me. And turn on notifications for that upcoming premiere at 5 o'clock. I'm hoping that this is the start of a bunch of travel videos. This one that's getting posted is very poorly structured. But in the future, Johnny Burley is going to be behind the camera for me. We're going to be bringing Luke Nation and Chuck around. It's going to be a good time. My most watched video part? I don't know. They're all really bad. See, I have video parts out from when I was a very not mentally okay person, let's say that. Coming up on 7 years sober right now. But there's a period of my life where all I was doing was skateboarding, getting messed up, and forgetting what I did the day before. So a lot of my videos that are still up are specifically for me to be able to have memories of those times. Kind of remind me of myself back then. Little reminder to stay sober. It was probably a Bad Luck Club video. Hi there, Simon. These are maple veneer with Type Bond 2. Thank you for asking. Hey, progress is progress, Kubla. I'm always gonna be the guy that says, hey, getting sober is what fixed my life, but I'm never gonna judge somebody for their choices, their progress, or their recovery. Because we're all different, and we all walk different paths. I just try to use the path that I took to try to help people out. I'm making skateboards. We have full presses here at Life Skateboards. You'll be seeing me throw it in there in just a little bit. There's a standard press, a long press that currently has a mellow mold on top of it, a wide press, then we've got a longboard press and 2 thickle presses. These are all for just getting ready for customer orders. These boards go in the press for 24 hours and then cure for a week before the shape is cut out. And don't forget, guys, double tap that screen for me. Let YouTube know you like what you're watching. This has been, honestly, one of the most viewed streams so far. I'm pretty stoked on this. See, now that's fair, Sweaty. I like that. Hey, I did used to downhill longboard. Now, are we talking point A to point B longboard, or are we talking like downhill slides and crazy fun stuff? Because I did that for a little bit. Hi there, Nicole. I'm going to let everybody in the chat just rip you a new one this time. Nicole likes to get in my chat and insinuate things about drugs, substances, and whatever else she likes to say in here. So you do your thing, bud. I put them in a 24-hour timeout every time they do it, hoping they'll learn. But they keep coming back. I'm not sure what kind of crush you got on me, bud. But it's a little weird to express it that way. Oh, Nicole, they're renaming you. Super weird to like choose to single me out and try to do that, but it is what it is. Okay, that's a fair distinction there, Lou Dog. If you can kickflip your longboard, you're cool. All right. I tray flipped a 13.6. Does that count? That's really cool. Thank you, Nita. I appreciate you. Oh, kind of Mike, how do you like that? I've been hearing mixed reviews on the new skate game. I'll admit as well that I was cleaning out a house recently and was given an Xbox One. It was about a month or two ago, and that upgraded my N64. So I'm not too up to date on games here. Hi there, Nicole. So I am an addict. I'm actually an addict in recovery. So I don't understand how you think that that is an insult. But see, some of us in recovery are proud of the path that we took because we can share our story, and it helps other people that were already in that path of addiction kind of help people get out of the positions that we've been in before. So definitely not ashamed that I'm an addict in recovery. I'm here to share my story whenever I need to hopefully help people. And I hope that one day you get a little bit of perspective, let you fix that mindset you got there. But that's fine. I'm going to keep making skateboards. Oh, there's a lot of people that dislike me, but it's okay. When you put yourself out there, you gain these sorts of fans, I guess. Thanks for being a fan, Nicole. Recovery is temporary, addiction is forever. I know you intended that as an insult, but you're actually correct. You see, when we go through recovery and addiction, we're not cured from addiction. Sorry about that. But there's a thing called a tolerance threshold where your brain tells you that you need a certain amount of a substance in order to feel comfortable. That doesn't change when you stop introducing that substance. It just goes right back to it. So you're actually correct. Addiction is forever. But we can keep treating it for the rest of our lives. So Nicole, you're going to be able to watch quietly now. Super weird that you got some kind of weird crush on me like that. It's going to be all right though. Oh. I don't think I have good one-liners. Were you talking about Nicole's one-liners? We're gonna give them a chance to redeem themselves every time they hop on my live. It's very clear that they've got notifications on for my channel, which is a super weird way. Parasocial relationships, especially when they're negative, are super strange to me. But I kind of appreciate the jumping off points they gave me. It allowed me to talk about addiction and sobriety. That was pretty cool. Thank you, Nita. Yeah, everybody keep Nicole in your thoughts. One day, Nicole, you can meet me in person. We'll talk about it, and I'll talk you through whatever issues you're dealing with. But we're going to get back to making boards at Life Skateboards now. Got 2 more to glue up before we load them into the press. And if you're wondering what I'm doing with the ends of these boards, I'm taping them up so that they don't slide around while they're inside the press. Oh, thanks. If haters make me famous, I'll be here to thank them when they're done. It sure is. I've lived both of those, and I'll tell you, I like this side a lot more. So we are working with natural right now. We do get dyed veneer in. We just are working on building up the natural stock. We do have an option as well where we can roll the bottom in ink for you to get it whatever color you want. But we do not stain in-house. That's the one thing we don't do. Yeah, I'll give you some examples of rolled ones when we're done. So the ones on the walls have all kinds of different shapes. If you go to lifeskateboard.com, you're going to see 77 different shapes to choose from, including popsicles. They've all got their own names, their own specs. After I'm done pressing here, thank you, Sam. After I'm done pressing this one here, I'll show you the next room where it has all of our templates up on the wall. And don't forget, guys, if you really want to support what I'm doing, you can always get a life board at lifeskateboard.com. Or you can buy supers right here. And if you do buy a super, make sure you put a note with what you want me to write inside the board, because I'll do that for you. But yeah, popsicle is pretty much standard shape that everybody knows. That's not because it's the easiest to skate. It's the easiest to make. Ooh. So there's a lot of variety you can choose from. Brett, I don't really. So there's a lot of people that dislike me, bud. As I said, Brett. I had a bigger following on Instagram than I did on YouTube. I talk about things that piss people off on there all the time. Clean up skate parks, all kinds of things. I've also been in a relationship for the last 8 years, I think. So, not really something that I'm concerned with. As we go, people are going to dislike what we do, and it is what it is. All right, one more to glue up after this. Yes, Steven, we do make normal boards, but so we make popsicles. Whether I think they're boring or not, we make them because we know people like them. We're actually known for how deep our concave is. So yeah, just get a popsicle from us, tell us what wheelbase you want, and you'll get exactly what you want. Caligula, are you titling yours? I'm confused. Oh yeah, tons of shapes. The shapes are infinite. You can make whatever you want. That's the cool thing about skateboarding. It's personal, and you can do whatever the hell you want. This company is Life Skateboards. If you'd like to check us out, you can go to lifeskateboard.com. Get exactly what you want. Pretty much here on this channel, when I go live, I'm just working. In a minute here, I'm going to have all of these layups glued up and ready to put in the press. This is the last one here. Oh, thank you, Nita. I appreciate you. Here we go. There you go. It's going to be backwards for you. We got Nita Rocks in there. Now somebody's skateboard is going to have Nita Rocks inside of it. Thank you, guys. I'm not just making my own boards here. I'm making boards for customers, and I could be making your board as well. Just go to lifeskateboard.com, get one of your own. Thank you, Nita. I appreciate you. Definitely wouldn't have any form of success if it weren't for you guys, so I appreciate you. It'll be all right. Basically, when that happens, somebody pointed out the blue tape popped off on me. When that blue tape pops off, right before I put it in the press, I just pinch it all back together. But thank you for pointing it out. Nita Rocks inside a skateboard. Of course, man. Yeah, we make boards for everybody. I know we were stubborn for a long time because our concave was so deep that we didn't want to make anything mellow, but we actually made a mellow mold just to make people happy. I don't enjoy it, but some people need it, so. Hi there, sheep. I'm really confused why people want to get on here and talk about substance use. But if you need help quitting substances or anything like that, I am happy to be here to help out. Gonna label this one here 6. There we go. Street rats, yes, we make everything. As we discussed it last time, all of these boards can be twinned. Even the funky ones. You can get a twin tail butter knife if you want. That's going to look real weird, but we can do it for you. How long have I been skating? 21 years. Been skating since I was 10 years old. That's very strange, Caligula. You're asking real questions and then calling me an idiot. It's super weird, but I guess welcome to the internet today. Ah, there we go. Wow, we're getting to the root of it. Caligula's over here being a butthole. That's what it is. Shut up, nerd. We're good. All right. Anyway, we're finished gluing these boards up right here. And then we're going to load them into the press so you guys can watch that happen. It's okay, bud. Skateboarding accepts lonely people from everywhere. See, skateboarding is a place that doesn't matter who you are, where you came from, what you did. Skateboarding is something that you can just become a part of. All you got to do is do it. And then you're a big part of a huge growing community all over the world. where we're all connected by this little toy that we play with. It's pretty cool. One day you'll enjoy it. You know, guys, there's ways to get my attention besides being weird. It's kind of weird. You can just ask real questions. I'll be right here for you. But I'll also be here to try to figure out what's going on in your life that makes you act that way. So we're going to be putting 3 into each mold here today. Here's that missing tape you guys pointed out. Thank you. Tape that back up there. Looks like the tape just snapped on me. So what's getting thrown in between here are these plastic separators. What those do is just separate the wood. Makes it so the boards are easier to pull apart once they come out of the press. It also keeps some of the excess glue off of the press. Not all of it, but some of it. Alright, so there's 3 in there. Gonna throw the center mold in, load the other 3, and then we're gonna raise this up by hand. These presses were hooked up to pneumatic jacks at one point. But then when we moved shops, we just never set that back up, so I'm going to be raising them by hand today. You're currently watching me check the alignment on these boards. If they're not aligned properly, they're not going to come out of the press properly. Now we're going to fit these last 3 in here, raise up the presses, and then we will move on to the next one. Looks like this tape came undone as well. You guys are making me pay attention to that a lot more now. Thank you. Get a little bit of wiggle to make this fit in there. We're normally only doing 2 per mold. We never want to go above 3. So these crossbands stick out a little past the press. Alright, slide the separator in there and then we're going to be raising these up by hand. Alright, and good to go. While I'm raising that up, I'll keep an eye on the chat here. Hey Caligula, guess what? Bye. I'm back. So Sam designs the molds. He's hand carved a couple, but to get perfectly consistent concave across everything, he has the design CNC cut out of maple blocks that we press ourselves. Definitely not weird, and a lot of skaters do that. In fact, I personally make my graphics face the same direction on my front trucks and then the opposite direction on my back trucks, just for fun. Wheel graphic doesn't matter unless you're skating a wheel with shape to it, like the Moonshine Freestyles or things like that. The majority of wheels are going to be symmetrical both directions. Now, if you want really good advice on wheels, wheel shape, wheel angles, everything, Chuck Bennett The next pro for Butter Bar Wax, a great local from Richmond, is my favorite expert to go to on wheels. This is a press that's designed by Sam Cook, the owner and operator of Life Skateboards, who's been in the chat a couple times today. You're in North Carolina? Nice. Why doesn't everybody sound off with where they're from? I think that would be cool to go back on and look at. So with pneumatic jacks, I'm going to time the space between the pops. But for these jacks, I just go until they can each hold my body weight. And now we're good. Wow, all over the world. That's really cool. While you guys you're in Pennsylvania, I was just there. Of course, yeah. I love my boss watching me work. I don't mind it. It's great. He's a great friend of mine as well. Wow, all over the world. This is really cool. James asked, what's the latest trick you landed? You can't buy that mold. You can buy a lifeboard, though. Once again, that mold is our design. So you won't be able to, unfortunately. Most recent trick I did. Let's see, what did I do on the way out of LP the other night? I think I finished my line with a Miller flip before I left. But I've got a new shape, so I'm figuring out my flip tricks and all that fun stuff. Yeah, guys, hit that like button for me, because you guys are being extremely supportive. Wow, all over the world. This is super cool. I love this. We just need a couple weirdos in the chat to get it popping off, and then we're good. The other thing, though, if you don't know, and I'm sure I've said this several times for some of you that are watching, yep, 24 hours in the press, and then 7 days curing time. Thank you guys for answering these questions for me. But at 5 o'clock today, a video going over to Castle Bam's house, to Bam's house at Castle Bam is going to get posted. It's set to premiere at 5 o'clock. So if you want to head to my channel and hit the notifications for that, I think that would be pretty fun to watch. Oh, nice. Originally from Colombia. What's the skate scene over in Colombia? I think that's cool, interesting to hear about. You know it. I think this is, I don't know, I never thought people would enjoy watching this process for some reason, but I went live one day on Instagram. People liked it. I really like the community here on YouTube, so I'm enjoying being here. Oh yeah, Bam Margera. Super stoked on his sobriety and his sobriety journey and his skating again, which is awesome. So no, Sam isn't too in front of the camera happy. He did post some videos of doing wheel wells to Facebook and Instagram recently. But as far as designing the shapes, I've never seen him post a video of doing that. I just designed a shape of my own. And he shaped it himself. He's got a very specific method of making his templates. Do you know Sims? Yeah, I mean, he's about to hit a year sober. He's skating every day, it seems like. So, really stoked for him. He's doing really well. His wife, Danny, is helping him stay healthy in recovery. And I've got a 5-minute interview with him on that video that's uploading at 5 o'clock that really kind of sends it home on why this round of sobriety is going to stick. Hey, have fun at school, bud. Oh, cause Charles, I'm nobody important. I'm just some guy that makes skateboards. So the way I met him was just I have a local park called Lawrence Skate Park. If you Google it, you can kind of see all the projects that have happened there and the revitalization with the paint. I did not choose the colors, but they just so happened to be pink and purple. Bam was in town for a signing, and I got a text that said Bam's sitting on the stairs at the local. So I swung over there real quick, and it was just me and him for a little bit. Talked about sobriety, skated together, and then he hit me up again. Told him he needed to go to Major Taylor's to meet all the locals there. He got some clips while we were out there, and then told me and my buddy Luke to come out and see him. So we skated the castle, stayed there for 5 days, kind of explored Pennsylvania. That video will come out very soon. Absolutely. Real American said it took me 4 tries to get sobriety right. I think it's really important to be honest about that sometimes, because relapses aren't a set part of recovery, but they are a part of some people's recovery. And it's always best to look at a relapse as just a new sobriety date. And one quote that I like to use when I'm helping people with that sort of situation is, a new sobriety date is a hell of a lot better than one on a tombstone. So I'd rather see you get straight at some point than hide it and I find out about it from a corner. All right. Exactly, Nita. Great, well put. Man, I'm gonna be real honest. It's kind of bums me out, all the people that have been trying to criticize Bam, the way he looks in his recovery and things like that. Like, I can't imagine what it would feel like to have to try to recover while there's so many people just talking down on you and things like that. But he seems to be doing great. I mean, hell, I posted a video of him just having fun on a skateboard, and people tried to use it to make fun of him. Like, we're all playing with a toy, but you're absolutely correct, Brandon. He's been calling people out, though. I've been liking that. You guys see his most recent Instagram video? Somebody was talking shit and he called him out by name. It was funny. It was very funny. Really liked that. I wish I could, yeah. I'm real excited for you guys to see the travel video. It was really fun. Oh, no, Dino. Not you. You're, like, actively saying some things. I was just kind of jumping off point. I've been deleting comments every day on that video I posted. Sorry, Dino, I didn't take it that way. Sorry. I tend to use things in the chat as a jumping off point, because it's kind of hard for me to just sit here and monologue like this, but you guys give me ways to kind of focus on what I'm saying. Thanks, YouTube, for fixing crippling anxiety. Wow, Dark. Congratulations. Found the right channel here. This company is called Life because sobriety gave my boss a new lease on life through skateboarding. So we're all addicts in recovery here. That's awesome. I love hearing that. Have I ever messed up a whole stack of boards in the press? Yes, I have. There's a video of a 9-ply that I accidentally made. I've messed up alignment before. I've left the glue out too long. You learn from your mistakes and make sure your mistakes never reach a customer. I think I got it pretty down now. Oh, not at all, Dino, I promise. Not being negative, that was constructive. Absolutely constructive. Once again, apologize. I kind of use things as a jumping off point. First thing I did this morning was wake up and see some people. Actually, the video that I took of Bam got taken without my permission, green screened, and a guy credited the wrong board company, didn't even read the caption, and tried to use it to make fun of Bam. I'm not too happy about that. I've submitted some complaints on that, but it's the first time that's ever happened to me, so it's weird. Sure is. All right, so give me a second here, guys. I'm gonna go hit the side of this tape roller with the orbital. It's got some glue on it, it's holding me up. I should have done that a while ago. But yeah, whenever the glue gives me trouble, I just hit it on the orbital, knock off any, whenever the tape gives me trouble, I knock off the excess glue off the edges, and then it goes just fine. It is pretty hard to start a tape roll with gloves on. All right, now we're on to those two mellows we pulled earlier. And these are all going to go in the same press, different molds. Thank you, Dino. Yeah, these are all finished boards from Life Skateboards here. I'd actually just put these up 2 days ago. Yes, we do have a 775. The 9-ply came out heavy. I was exhausted when I was done shaping it, and we ended up making it a long pan head. I have no clue if somebody bought that or not. Seems to be that's weird. You guys watched me count to 8 when I was trying to count to 7 and didn't say something? I'm not even sure how I did that. I'm gonna have to go back and watch the video to find out what I did. But I'm glad I caught it. All right, we were about to have some weird 6 and 7 plies. There we go. Sorry about that. Oh, you're a shaper from Brazil? That's rad. What kind of wood do you use down there? Do you get maple shipped all the way down? I'm interested to find out. Wow, you get maple shipped all the way out there. That's interesting. Marlin. Marfin and maple. I'm sorry, I'm gonna be real honest here. I'm not a fan of mixing woods for skateboards. But I'm gonna look into that later on because I have not heard about that. This is where the tape comes into play here. Some of these boards want to slide around on me quite a bit. Oh, can't read the sign. There it is. Lifeskateboard.com. Thank you. It's lifeskateboard.com. Sorry about that, guys. When my lives start to get going for a little bit, they like to freeze up on me. I'm a little confused by that statement, buddy. Doing all right, Dark? There's another Dark in here. We got two Darks. You buy ivory blocks and cut them there. I'm a little confused on your whole process there, but there may be a language barrier here, but it's not making much sense to me. Hey, thanks for tuning in, bud. Yeah, Furky Drad. Dark? Meet Dark. You're both really cool people. I like it. Alright, let me take this guy up here, glue one more up, and then we are going to fit them all into the long and mellow mold, raise up the press 4 standards, and then if you'd like I can give you a little tour of the shop, talk a little bit more about this Premiere, and maybe you guys will see me figure out a sewing machine to put a patch on a sweatshirt. Yeah. Definitely living the dream here. You guys could make it even more dreamier ordering some Life skateboards. I'd love to have more work than I know what to do with. I like you guys. You guys are funny. This is a good chat. Oh, you get darker. That'll be funnier. Oh. And don't forget, guys, if you like what you're watching, double tap that screen for me. If you want to support it directly, you can buy supers. While I'm pressing, if you buy a super, please put in the note what you'd like me to write inside of a skateboard, because I'll write a little note inside of there for you. Somebody will be skating around with your little note, and nobody knows it. I have no clue what you're talking about, Yogi. Get back on a board. Everybody's getting back to it. This beautiful little wooden toy is for everybody. It's always waiting for you. Let me see who else I can quote. It owes you nothing, but it's always going to be here. You can take a break and it's always going to be here. Little confused what you're talking about there, Yogi. So the reason we glue like this is to make sure we do get an even spread across both. When you're seeing me here, I pull it straight out of that tray, so I get more glue on this side, and then this other side just needs full coverage. Not as heavy. So, I mean, I've been doing this for quite some time. I've kind of gotten it down to exactly what I need. But if you have any questions about board making, feel free to ask. We intentionally don't use a glue machine here because we don't like the inconsistency of the glue machine, missing crossbands and missing both faces. So we glue by hand here. Youth? Are you doing okay, bud? Are you getting, like, jumped while you're trying to leave comments or something? I'm confused. The all-thread bolt is a great trick for even spread. Yeah, I'm still a little confused. We use this because this is what works. But I'll look into that after this so I can understand what you're talking about. All right, let me tape this other end up here. We'll drag you over to the long and mellow press, load it up, and you guys can watch it get raised by hand again. There we go, DK. I knew there was a problem there. Tight Bond 2 is what we use. Tight Bond 2. It really depends because we have boards with more surface area and boards with less surface area. Probably 1.5 gallons would do 4 longs, 4 wides, and 4 standards. But now that we've thrown mellows and monsters into the mix, it's really hard to tell. Still haven't figured that. We just started the monster press not too long ago, so I don't have that one down to a science yet. And as I said before, these molds were hooked up to pneumatic jacks before we moved. We haven't changed that system yet, but they're still going to get pressed. So you're going to watch me raise these by hand. So there's the long mold. Here's the upper portion of the long mold with the mellow mold set right on top of there. Align that really well. Throw these two in the press. Slide the upper mold in there, and we are good to go. This is probably going to get knocked out of alignment. This is a pretty tight fit, so I'm going to end up having to wiggle this in there a little bit. Definitely going to have to wiggle that in there. There we go. Now to just realign everything that I just knocked out of place. Didn't get too bad. Mainly the mellow mold got knocked out. Remember guys, alignment is the most important part of this process here. The boards aren't aligned properly inside the press, they're not going to get pressed properly. Good and centered, and ready to raise them up. Pressing boards right now. Thank you, Bisha. So as this goes up, I'm just going to keep checking the alignment, as this is a lot of moving parts here. Skateboards, yep. All right, so we're discovering that dark and dark might be the same person. I like when I don't pay attention to the chat for a second, come back and you guys are talking about funny stuff. I don't know. Why did you? That's where I keep my spiders. They live in my brain. I got this done at Good Vibrations by Matt Jackson. Matt Jackson now owns Redbird Tattoo, which is also a skate shop in Nashville, Indiana. Go check them out. There you go. This actually has a skate shop name hidden in it. It was the first shop that ever really gave me a chance. Big shout out to John Brooks for putting my artwork on his wall. Well before I got sober. I am so confused. Yep, you know it. Milking skateboards. Actually, hold on. It's kind of cool. There it is. Milking some skateboards. That's called squeeze out. All right, next step is loading up the standard press here. You know it, man. Gonna make sure that I'm the one making your board, not a machine. We're the ones putting your graphic on, not melted pieces of plastic. All the fun stuff. We just finished pressing mellow and long, and about to press 4 standard boards. Mike, welcome to the channel. This is for Life Skateboards, if you're unfamiliar. We do everything in-house here at Life Skateboards. We glue every piece of veneer by hand to ensure full glue coverage on every side of every ply inside your skateboard. We have a 24-hour press time, 7-day cure time, and unlike the majority of the industry, we apply our graphics by hand with hand-carved lino blocks rather than a heat transfer. Heat ruins boards, so we have a different method. Silk screening is also a great way to apply graphics. Oh, rad! Well, if you want to subscribe to see more, you can subscribe, hit that notification button, because I don't have live schedules. I just kind of go live. And you're kind of in for a treat. At 5 o'clock today, my first traveling full video will get posted. We went over to Castle Bam. Got a great interview about sobriety with him, so I'm excited to share that. Oh yeah, my name's Casper, sorry. No, we are not making trucks here. That is an animal of its own. But somebody should dive into that endeavor that has a lot of money, because I don't. What's up, Marco? So our shipping is actually a flat rate. So if we've shipped all over the world, we always suggest order with some friends. It's going to be a flat rate shipping. We might lose a little on shipping, but we sell multiple boards, so it's a give and take. Great way for you to get some good boards over there. But if you're in the UK, that's rad. Big A is over there. I like them a lot. Absolutely, Mike. So Mike asked, do you think the longevity of the boards is longer with the method that we use? Absolutely. That's actually what attracted me to the company before I worked here. I'm going to tell this story again. I was working in a skate shop. Part of my pay was a deck a week, and I was very heavy-footed, skating every day, multiple times a day. And I was going through a deck a week, whether that was from razor tail or snapping it. Somebody came into the shop telling some wild story about how somebody in Ohio had pressed these boards for them, and they're extremely strong. And I started advertising them, telling everybody about them. And then somebody from Life Skateboards hit me up and said, hey dude, I made that board. So I found Life Skateboards on a fluke from somebody being dishonest. Got invited up to the Life Bowl, skated, and then probably a year or so later, ended up being the guy working here. What's up, Go Fast? That's pretty rad. We have a drop down and surfer longboard mold here. I hate razor tail. I'm sorry. I'm going to talk about it. Thank you, Mike. Yes, Bam is sober. And at 5 o'clock, I will be my video traveling there and interviewing him about his sobriety is going to come out. So I'm not really going to spoil his interview topics, but he goes into great detail on why his sobriety didn't work before and why it's working now. So hopefully it helps some people. No, this is Type Bond 2, the wood glue. I'll be pressing a lot of standards because I have an idea to release my shape. Yep, Bam is about to hit his 1 year on the 28th of this month. That's a big old accomplishment right there. No, I don't think that that's going to happen. I don't have any control over the company like that. Just here making boards. I just enjoy the connection that I made with him. I know that he's got some pro models. Ooh. So that's what happens sometimes in a glue machine, which is why they don't roll the crossbands. So what happens here when that happens is I just grab a new one. I know Bam's got some pro models and guest models coming out though. I got to see a couple of those. Those are pretty cool. Oh, absolutely, Mike. What wood do we use? This is maple. We're very open here at Life Skateboards. The reason we use Great Lakes or Canadian maple, you want something with tight grains, so it's a strong yet malleable wood that's not too porous. So that's where your maple is going to come from. And standard is 7 plies. Our youth boards are 6 plies, but you can get a 6 ply or 8 ply upon request. The wood's from Canada. I'm in Indiana. 20 minutes east of Indianapolis. Born and raised in Indianapolis. Been here my whole life. The shop moved from Muncie to New Palestine while I was working here. So now we're in New Palestine, Indiana. 20 minutes east of Indianapolis, right down I-70. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Wait till you see some finished products. And don't forget, if you're enjoying this, double tap the screen for me so YouTube knows. And if you want to directly support what I'm doing, other than getting yourself a life deck at lifeskateboard.com, you can buy supers while I'm gluing. If you put a note on there for your super, I'm going to write it inside of a skateboard for you. Nina and Sam have done that today. Have I ever been to Terre Haute? Yes, I have. I used to go there all the time. Love of my life is from there. You guys have some great parks, but I have not made it to Sheridan yet. Voorhees is awesome. What kind of shoes do I like? I skate the Crockett Highs with DKL non-abrasive grip tape and FP insoles. You want to see how we cut these out? How about, so I've got to glue 4 of these up. This is the second one. 1 second here. Once I get these glued up and in the press, how about I take you into the next room and show you where they're cut out and how they're cut out. We have templates here. So we run the template along the router bit, and that cuts out the shape. If you are really curious and want to see it being done, Sam has posted some time lapses onto Facebook and Instagram on the Life Skateboards official page. Instagram, that's Life Skateboards 1010. Facebook, it's Life Skateboards. So we got 2 more of these to glue up. I'd show you right now, but the glue is time sensitive. And apparently these gloves have a very short life. Oh, that's because they're only 4 mil. Oops. Gretchen, I love having you here, but I'm real confused why you keep saying brand names. You do this every day. Nice, Jared. How many boards have you made per day? So we can fit 12 in the wide, 4 in the long, 4 in the standard, 4. Sorry about that. 4 in the wide, 4 in the long, 4 in the standard, 4 in the long board, 4 in the fickle, and 4 in the other fickle. So we can fit that many in there. It really just depends on orders. Awesome, man. Hopefully, we've got even more for me to choose from by then. We just released a 13.6 and a 14.6. Vans DC shoes. What's up, Trap? Thanks for tuning in. You stumbled upon Life Skateboards. So if you want to branch out into shapes, my suggestion would be picking one of the mid-twins. I'm sorry, one of the twins. Those are, if you're familiar with the original double vision shape, similar to that, symmetrical, square nose and tail with the taper towards the center. We've got that in an 8-1, 8-6, and 9-1. The 8-6 was my first shape from Life Skateboards. And as you can tell, I've gotten into funkier ones. I actually skate aces. I skate aces, and I'm thinking of switching to slappy. I skate the Ace Classic 55s because I like their sound on concrete over the AF1s. And I like the colors. But I like the turn radius from Ace, and Slappy has the same geometry. So I've been liking those. We just made a board that fits those 13-inch Slappies, so. Yeah, I love Aces. They're great. My most comfortable trick, layback airs, Miller flips, 360 bonelesses, down stuff is super comfy and easy. Fizzle flips. I don't know. There was a period of time where I was coming back from a broken leg and landed a different trick or combo every day. So I've got a very strange and varied bag of tricks. So the pig shape, once we get done here and we're doing that little tour, I'll show you guys. We have a series of boards that are pig names, like piglet, pig, hog, and boar. Same basic shape, just growing each time. So I'll show you guys those. What's up, Roger? Everybody say hi to Roger. Roger was in here watching my lives while they were all grainy. And the upload settings sucked. And he stuck around. And now he's here. Roger, you're about to see my first travel video premiere at 5 o'clock today with that interview with Bam Margera. Oh, that's what I heard, man. I heard I was actually just working with somebody that lives in London, that their daughter's trying to get into skateboarding. Talking about there was backlash about cleaning up a park, and I don't know. I also just recently saw that weird video about a counselor in the UK talking about skateboarders being hateful. I'm really glad that doesn't happen here. But in the US here, everything is very varied. So it really depends on your area. I personally only focus on local government, since that's where I can get parks added to, built, expanded, and repaired. So that's all I care about. Whew, that stinks, man. I mean, we can do that, but I'm not too worried about that. We do have something in the works. I personally have something in the works for his signature if he goes along with it. I have a wax company that's kind of been on pause called Butter Bars Wax. The way that it worked was I was attempting to get local pros paid a little bit. So the first drop had 100 bars in it with 2 pros. Each bar was blind. You could, inside of it, you got a signature in there from one of the pros. So that was either Justin or Charlie 6. You didn't know until you opened it up. I'm adding another pro, and then it would be pretty cool to add Bam to it. Give you a chance of getting a Bam signature inside of one of those bars. He mentioned that he wanted to do it, but we'll see about that. I know he's a busy man with lots of plans, so. Oh, nice, dude. Fakey 540 sex change. I like that. Just recently got 540 flips, so I can't wait to figure those out on my new shape. And you can check them out. I think it's really cool. All the packaging is done by hand and printed by lino blocks by me. I carved the lino blocks myself. I pour the wax myself. It looks like a chocolate bar. And there's always going to be a chance that you get a little signed thing from me that's for a free bar in there. Kind of like a little Willy Wonka style thing. So dark, I would suggest your width is really going to depend on what you want. But yeah, I mean, maybe start off around 8.5. I like to push people towards bigger boards. I know 8.25 is kind of the standard right now. I know a lot of people want 7.75s, but it's really going to depend on you, man. Whenever I worked in a shop, I had people just stand on a row of boards without knowing how wide they were to figure out what they liked. Wish I could do that here for you. Oh, nice, Corey. Palace skateboards? Oh, you know it, dude. Have we heard of it? They used to do everything like we're doing right now. Actually, Burnside used offcuts from Palace for part of their fill. I think that was discovered while they were doing some remodeling on Burnside. Hey, enjoy your day, Roger. I assume have fun at work. Hope that new job is going well. It happened again. I like to be rough with the pliers, because then if anything happens, it happens here. Oh, yes, Jake, you can order. Go to lifeskateboard.com and get exactly what you want. When you order something on there, we're going to make it for you. The quickest way to get something is select Maker's Choice for your bottom veneer. At the moment, we don't have too much dyed veneer ready to go, but we can roll your bottom ply any color you'd like. You're going to have over 77 shapes to choose from. It's going to be great. Hey, are we all almost the same height? I'm 5'9.5". Who's my favorite skater? That is a good question. I got asked the other day. I'd have to say it's current skaters, probably like Clay Kreiner. I don't know, that's a hard one. Because I've got like buddies on Instagram that I really like watching them skate a lot more than watching everybody else. I find myself more enthralled with my local scene than I do with everything else, you know what I mean? Wow, that's a big ol'... Yeah, Jason Lee, I mean, I do quote Jason Lee a lot. Like, if my new shape made my my new shape made my tray flips, like, really smacky to the bottom of my feet. So I've been yelling "pow" every time I land one. It's been fun. Yeah, I'm liking this chat today, guys. You've been great. And looks to me like this is the last one to tape up. Then we're going to raise those presses and get going. Oh, yeah, Japanese super rad. He's rad. He's rad. We actually just shipped our first orders to Japan earlier this year. Yeah, they were down in Tennessee. I saw that. They were over in London, Ohio recently as well. He doesn't really spend a lot of time at home. Busy, busy man. All right, let's move this pile over here. Move you guys over here with me. All right, and you're gonna come with me over here. Busy, busy Bam. I like that. That's funny. He butt dialed me yesterday. That was a weird one. Never in my life would I think I'd be able to say that I got a butt dial from Bam. You know, he was probably in Kingsburg when that happened. Sunday? No, he probably was heading back home. Oh, well, if you don't catch him while he's near you, while he's that far away, just know he'll probably end up coming back for more stuff. I know that he's got a lot in the works right now. He's trying to stay as busy as possible in recovery, hitting skating as hard as he can. I'm loving it. I'm loving seeing all the clips. Loving seeing him just proudly talk about sobriety and share the truth of his story, which is definitely going to help so many people. That's my favorite part of all this. Is I'll be really honest, there was a point during active addiction with him I couldn't pay attention at all. So to have him come to my local park right after he got sober, say right after, within the first year, was pretty dang cool. Again, it seemed the timing couldn't have been any better. It's really cool to see somebody recover like that, especially in the public eye. That's very difficult. I can't imagine it. My local scene watched me get sober, and that was a lot of stress from people kind of hoping for my downfall at the time, so I can't imagine what it's like to have so many strangers do the same thing. He's a very strong man for being able to stick with it this time. Very strong. Oh, thanks, but yeah, my level of people hoping for my downfall is nowhere near what he's dealing with, that's for sure. Definitely admirable. That's awesome, Corey. See, I'm sure he'd be stoked to hear that too. I am sure he would be. I don't know, for me personally, I know that my sobriety and the way I skate, or the fact that I dove into skateboarding kind of helped some people. So I know for him, and it kind of gives me the motivation not only to stay sober, but to keep pushing, because you know some people are holding on to that. So I'm sure that helps him too, that him getting sober and staying sober is helping people with that added push to keep doing it. Perfect. We're located in New Palestine, Indiana, just 20 minutes east of Indianapolis. I'm not liking those noises. There we go. Need another quarter turn. All right. So now I just got to clean up the glue, and we're going to move on. Hi there, Tom. So as I've explained a couple times as we go through these presses, those jacks were hooked up to pneumatic jacks, so the I'm sorry, we used to use pneumatic jacks. So the compressor in the other room used to be hooked up through here. When we moved shops, we never hooked it back up, but boards still got to get made. So just making it how we do. Eventually, we might switch to pneumatic jacks, but I'm fine making really high quality skateboards the way we are right now. But thank you for the suggestion. All right, so let's give you guys a little tour in here. It's a pretty big investment because there's quite a bit of trial and error. My boss started doing this in 2012 as a woodworker by trade after he had a skate shop in the early 2000s. Hey, have a great day. The website is lifeskateboard.com. So here's all the shapes that you're going to be choosing from when you go to Life Skateboards. All of these, those are all templates. It's going to be a lot. So the way that these the shapes get cut out is so they're in the press for 24 hours, and then they cure for 7 days, and then Sam puts the truck holes in with a template right here on this drill press, and then he attaches the template to that uncut through the truck holes right here, and then he comes over here to this, runs that template right along that bearing right there, and then there's a router bit that cuts out the shape. Lately, we've been using a bandsaw to cut off the majority of the material and then coming back with that bit just to put a little less strain on that bit. Once that comes out, the edge is not at a 90 to the concave, so I use the belt sander here to bring it to a 90. Use this bit right here to round off the edge. Clean it up here, clean it up further here, and then one last round of sanding right here before graphics are applied. And here's your little sneak peek of my new signature shape. Again. Thank you. Appreciate that, Doug. We will be changing the site sometime soon. That's our good friend Ben that put that together for us. But we will be changing things so that the boss man can add stuff to it. Real quickly here before we end the live, let me grab my keys and I'll take you guys over into the printing and shipping studio where all of our graphics are applied, the clear coat is sprayed, and we get our orders ready. And then I'm going to go ahead and hop off of here. Remember, guys, don't forget, hit that bell up there. Turn on notifications. If you want to support directly, you can buy supers, and there's a travel video with Bam coming out very soon. That's awesome. That's awesome. Whoa. We actually have a very close friend. We don't let our uncuts leave uncut very often, but we've got a good friend. His Instagram is, or I'm sorry, his YouTube is Dirty Weasel 666. He takes our uncuts and turns them into some really cool stuff with a lot less tools than we have. Always kills it on his graphics too. Awesome, thank you, bud. Appreciate you, man. I'm also curious, does anybody in here do YouTube and is monetized? Because I set that premiere for 5 o'clock and it has a little not monetized button on it. Does that switch when it posts? I don't know. We'll find out. All right, so here is the studio. So here at Life Skateboards, we apply all of our graphics with these hand-carved lino blocks, carved by Ben Blakely. You can always post your skating dirt. Just be warned, I'm going to be... About that, I'm back. When you put yourself out there, there's going to be a lot of losers on the internet that like to talk shit without actually doing things. So ignore them, post it, and only pay attention to the people that are supporting you. That's the best way to do things. Here's another one from us here. That's funny. We have a Newcastle here in Indiana. with a pretty cool skate park. Here's a sturgeon graphic. Really cool. And these are all hand-carved relief images, kind of like a big stamp. So our boards are $70 for popsicles, and the shapes go up from there. You can make a popsicle really expensive by customizing it a lot. That's going to be, so 70 for popsicles basic. Then the shapes go up, so like 79 for twins and some of the footballs. But if you go to lifeskateboard.com, you'll be able to check out all those prices with the specs and the sizes. Before I go here, I'll show you guys my signature graphic and my dog's graphic. So first, here's my signature graphic from Ben Blakely, right here. If you go on the website, you can see that a lot better. But, alright guys, I'm getting blown up on my phone right now, so it's making the live freeze. You should try our mid-twin from Life Skateboards, especially if you skate an 8.5. If you skate an 8, try our small twin. If you skate a 9, try our big twin. That would be my suggestion. But yeah, there's that. And this one is my dog, Lori. If you don't know the story about Lori, it's great. I skate Crockett highs, but I also skate DKL non-abrasive grip tape. So the length of the life of those shoes is a lot different for me than it is for you if you're riding normal grip tape. But here's the story about Lori before I end the live here. So I clean skate parks. I volunteer with a nonprofit called Skate Park Respect. The park that I take care of is called Lawrence Skate Park, located in Lawrence. If you'd like to know more about that, you can just Google Lawrence Skate Park. You're going to find articles about the work we did there, and a lot of other things about the park falling apart, repaint, and everything else. But once we got that done, I was going to the park real early in the morning, cleaning things up, making sure there weren't any issues before the Parks Department got there, handling it before they knew it was there, that kind of thing. I pulled up at 6 in the morning one day, and there was a dog dumped out in front of the skate park with a kennel too small for it, rancid food, and water it couldn't get to. I pulled up, opened my Jeep door, and she hopped right in with me. At the time, I didn't think I could take a dog in. I was taking care of a family member living there, helping with bills there, and we ended up taking her home. I tried to find a home for her, and I fell in love with her. And then a situation happened with the family landlord where they kind of breached their contract and told us we couldn't have a dog there. I wasn't going to have that. So in order to kind of boost sales and make it so I had more work, my boss had this commissioned, and we did a pre-sale on those just to sell more boards. So this is Lori. We ended up moving, taking her in. We've got a dog park we go to every day now. She's great. I'm going to go home to her in a little bit. But this is Lori. We named her Lori after Lawrence Skate Park. It's got the 8 stair from the local park, accurate to a T, even the dead tree in the background in the Euro Gap. But Lori's doing great, and when it's not too hot outside, I do bring her here, and she's got a dog house and everything else. The website is lifeskateboard.com, and she's the best. Yeah, I love Skate Park Respect. Yeah, Skate Park Respect is awesome. There's a ambassador out of Pensacola, Brian Wilson, that got me involved with the nonprofit. He saw me cleaning up my friend's memorial quarter and suggested that I reach out to Skate Park Respect, and then having that nonprofit behind me helped a lot of things happen. Our local park was falling apart, covered in horrible tags, really bad slurs everywhere. We ended up getting the city to approve paying for paint for base coats and ordering pallets and pallets of Dang Prime spray paint so that our local graffiti community could do it up proper. So now the park is beautiful. It's awesome, and I have Lori out of it. So, oh shoot, I'm sorry, Lucas. Lifeskateboard.com. I'm real bad at that. You're a beginner. Any tips? Yeah, get really comfortable rolling. Get really comfortable carving. Loosen those dang trucks up, and before you even think about doing a trick, make sure you're really comfortable rolling everywhere, because you can't look good rolling away from something that you land if you don't know how to roll away from it. You know what I mean? Thank you, Strokes. I appreciate it. I better be okay at skating since Sam gave me a signature shape from Life Skateboards. But of course, Dark, really glad you guys love that. Really cool you're making your own prints. Thanks, Axel. And then some of our boards, if you check out like the board that I'm skating, that would be a collage as far as the background, where we use multiple prints, roll ink, all kinds of stuff. But we use Speedball ink, Braille rollers, and lino blocks. Glad to meet you too, Jared. That's great advice, Will. And that's always great to do that, Dark. Just learned how to roll down a ramp. That's a big step right there. And what's really cool, another bit of advice I'm gonna give you, is don't get discouraged if something is difficult that day. So let's say you get to the point that you're learning kickflips and you can only get that board to half flip. Don't give up, because you're building up muscles that you've never used before. So tomorrow, when you try it again, it's going to be a lot easier. And let's say you're having trouble lifting your pop leg up to catch things. Well, that means you need to start working out your pop leg. If you have everything, you've always got the ability to strengthen parts of your body and adjust things as far as fixing tricks. Don't be stubborn when you need to fix a trick. I've been there. So, show us your cabinets. There's a cabinet. That's a drawer. There's a cabinet. It is a really cool feeling when things click. So the video will be posted at 5:00 p.m. today, guys. There's a premiere of the travel video with Bam. I just did a live while I was out there at the castle with him. There's no plans for him to come back here and go live with me in the shop or anything like that. Hopefully we'll be taking another trip out there sometime. But I do have some trips planned with cameraman, some friends, and some skating. And one of those is going to be back to the lagoon, and then many on a mountain. Really stoked for that. So, well, guys, don't forget, like, share, subscribe, hit that button, turn on notifications, since I don't have a schedule at all. But thank you guys for making this one of the biggest lives I've had so far, and only for, what, 2 hours? This is really cool. I'm going to end up doing some apparel for myself, and then going to go eat something, skating, and playing with my dog later. So you guys have a good one. I'll see you next time. Ah! I hit top fans instead of exit.